It's Liam. This is my co-op RST. I'm just gonna be changing the plug quick. I just have a screwdriver. This is an 8-in-1, but I'm pretty much only using the flat on this, so basically just a flat screwdriver. And then I've got this, which just you stick it in there and it detects power. I already have the breaker off, so I can't really show you, but you can tell it doesn't beep at all. Sorry, my power was low. Anyways, yeah, if there was power, it would be going off repeatedly, just like that. It has a weird thing where it just, I'm not sure, it randomly just goes off a bit. It's a Mastercraft one, I'm not sure. And then I've got lineman's pliers just in case the wire isn't bent properly. And then, where is it? I've just got this tiny little square screwdriver. I don't know. I'm not sure the exact specifications on the screwdriver, but yeah. Anyways, I'm just gonna use the flat to take this off. It's kind of an awkward angle here with the way I have the camera set up, but it should still work decently well. This is just a, actually don't want to lose that. This is an older plug. I don't know, it doesn't really need changing, but I need something to do for the RST, so I'm just gonna do this. I want to use the small little square head. Take these out. It's a bit difficult because the screws are all painted over, which causes a bit of issues, but it still works. I can show quickly that there isn't power. I just put this thing to the on right there. Shove it in here. The power's always on the right of the, not always, but 90% of the time, more than that, it's on the right. If there was power, it would be beeping and going off. If you think your electricity tester isn't really working, you can go turn on the breaker for something and check if it is actually beeping for whenever there is power. But I've already done that with one of the ones in the kitchen, and I know it is working and there is no power. I figured I wouldn't show me turning off the breaker because I don't know, I don't see the point in that. The breaker is confusing too. There's a whole bunch of switches. This one's the bedroom for some reason, even though it's in the hallway. Take off the first screw, make sure you don't lose it, just in case you need to screw it back in or something like that. Use the square head on the bottom as well. Make sure you're applying pressure and it's straight on for the screws. I'm sure you know how to do a screw, but I don't know, sometimes I had it like bent like this and it just not work very well whenever I first started doing co-op. If it gets really loose, you can just screw it off with your hands. Then you take the box. You can see the power on the right, the black one. I can touch it, and obviously I'm not electrocuted, so we're all good. You can see here the, I'm not sure how well you can see it. Okay. So the wire actually snapped off. That is going to be difficult. The guy who did this actually was, I don't know, just some old man who used to own the house. So the wires aren't very long, but that is definitely a situation here. I'm gonna see if I can just get it off with some pliers. Normally you need wire cutter to get the copper back, but I don't have that on me right now, so hope for the best. I am going to cut back whenever I get some wire cutters, because this obviously is not going to work. I'll be right back. Okay, we are back to where we were. That wasn't long for you, but I managed to get it off a little bit. I don't have any wire cutters. If I did, it'd be way easier. Basically just snip it, and then you can just use the pliers to pull off the rest. But I took a steak knife. Sounds pretty stupid, but I cut off the ends so that there was a little bit ripping off, and then I took pliers and I basically just ripped off the black covering as much as I could. Here, I'll show you the best I can. Not sure if you can see that well, but I tested it. Whenever I turned the power back on and used the old plug-in, it seemed to work, so hopefully this will work. Unscrewing the white wire, the black one's the power wire. So that's one you need to be really careful about whenever you're taking it out. This one's just the neutral one. You can see here, I'm sure it's bent, so you basically just bend the screw the opposite way to get it to come off. And then you already screwed off the ground wire. You got the block here. Nothing special, just an old one. Drop that here, and then I can show you closer up. Just the old electrician, for some reason, just did not have that much wires in the box. Normally, if you're on a site or something like that, they'll have way more wires for you to work with. Anyways, this one is a newer model of block. I'm gonna install this one. On the back here, you can't see it, but there is writing right here. One is the hot, which is the black wire, the power one. Then the other side is neutral, or sorry, what is it? It's just called white. So you put the white one on whichever side it says. Normally the right side over there is where the power is. And then you've got another one right here, which is the just the copper wire, the ground one. Unfortunately, this one has a bit of stuff in it, so I'm just gonna quickly unscrew that. It should not be difficult. I'm sure just more copper snapped on this one, which is not very fun, but it happened, you know. I'm just gonna take off the actual top here. It's kind of hard to get you this on an angle, but there we go. I take off the screw, then the old broken wire is just right there. I can just dump that on the floor and clean it up after. Then I'm just gonna take this screw and put it back in, which is easier to do if you take the magnet from this and just stick it on right there. Then you take this, put it in there. It's kind of difficult to get in. Come on. I'm gonna do it off camera just so that it's a bit easier for me to actually get the screw in. We didn't do much of the electrical stuff here, but I still learned it just from watching it a couple times, and it's not too complicated, but it's something. I don't know. I don't find it too difficult. Anyways, I found I put this back in. Now I'm on put it right side up, read the back, and see which goes where. So this one says where the artery. Okay, the hot is right here. So we'll stick this right here. Hopefully the camera doesn't fall. Make sure you always go counterclockwise around it, just so whenever you screw these screws back in, it twists around instead of the opposite way, so it's easier to take off. Get that around there. Hopefully that should do. And then you put this flat on. This isn't in perfectly. And then you just screw it in as much as you can. Make sure that's fully in. Normally, again, there would be way more copper, but it broke off, and the electrician doesn't like putting a lot of it. I'll just quickly show that right there is in. Let me set this back up. Now I'm gonna do the white one next, which should not be too difficult, as this one has been bent in a circle pretty much perfectly. If it were not bent in a circle, you could just take the end of the wire, snap it like that, and then just do a motion like that, and it should just bend around the wire, which is perfectly what we need to do this. Get this in here, pull it out a bit. This copper is, well, it's just copper, so it's easily bendable if you ever need to bend it, like I do right here. Screw this in like that, but it is not bent in a perfect shape. So I'm gonna quickly, I don't know if I'm blocking this. Oh, the camera switched. Sorry about that. You didn't miss anything. It's fine. It's not bent in the perfect circle that I need it to be. So I'm gonna try and get this out of here. Again, not a professional at this. Sorry. In a little bit. That was a lot, and I think that will work if we just go like this. You can still see it, and take out the screw. Sorry for the bit of boring commentary, but it's not too much to talk about here while I'm doing this. Not a very entertaining person when it comes to doing instructional videos like this. I don't know if this is an instruction video. I think I'm just showing you that I know how to do it. Maybe I'm doing this presentation wrong. Come on. Snap in for me. There we go. sure it's in decently tight. There we go. Now the white wire is in. I'm pretty sure you can see it from there. You take out this ground wire as much as you can since it's already snapped off, which is just great for me. Love how little cable there is. Oh my god, this is gonna be difficult to get on. In there, come on. There we go. Now the hard part is trying to get that tagged in. Sorry, the camera fell. Just twisting it right in, making sure it is secure. The more complicated part of this job would be, there we go, that's in there. Taking out these boxes here, and then, oh my god, this camera is very difficult. I don't know how much better I could set it up though. Taking out these boxes here and wiring all of that, that's what the guys I work with do, but I have not been trained to do that just yet. And you gotta use a decent amount of force and just shove it in there. And I've got the 2 screws that it needs. You can still see good. Make sure it's as perfect as I can get it. There's 2 little holes in the walls here and in between. I'm just pushing down the box, putting in this screw right there into the hole as best as I can and as straight as I can. Sometimes these these outlets do not come perfectly fitted to the box in here, so they might be a bit crooked. Hopefully this one is not one like that. If it is, well, it's still completely functional, it just looks a bit wonky. Make sure it's not fully in because you need to get this one in first just to make it level with each other in case you have to move it. This one as in the other screw. Gotta use a lot of force here to make sure it actually gets right in there. Sometimes it'll just spin over and over if you're not pushing it hard. Alright, now that these 2 are decently close, there's a little bit of spacing in between the top here where the 2 screws go in, so you gotta make sure that they are centered out before you finish it, because then they'll be crooked even if they are a bit crooked. Even if they are straight, they can still be crooked. Like that should be good. And then like this. That one was not completely straight. That should hopefully be as close to perfect as I can get it. Hard to turn this with one hand, especially since it's my bad hand. There we go. The bottom one is in. Take the top one, twist this like that. Don't want to make it too tight, just in case something isn't perfect over here. Okay, should be good. And then I've got the here, which has one of the screws out on the ground. Just 1 second, and I can show you the cover here. Way different than the other one. I really hope you could see me screwing that in. That would really suck if you couldn't. If you did miss it, it was nothing complicated, I promise. It's just screwing some screws in. Alright, make sure this is tight against the wall. This is where we use the flathead screwdriver instead of the little square one. Alright, tighten this up. Not completely in. Sorry about that, my phone died while I was finishing this up. I took that time though to turn the power on, so the power's back on, so I don't know, I don't really have anything to worry about unless I accidentally stick this in there, which I shouldn't do anyways, as I was saying. This one isn't fully in, just because I don't want to do them both at the same time, in case they get stuck up and put in the wrong way. I'm going to twist this one fully in like this. Then finish up the top one and hopefully it should fit perfectly into place. And just line them up at the top just to make them look nice. There we go. Yeah. Pretty much symmetrical. New plug. I have the power on. I'll show you if it works. I've got a air humidifier here. Just gonna take this and plug it into here. Unfortunately, these ones take a lot more to put in, but they are way more reliable and they will stick in. So it's in there. I don't know if you can hear that, but yeah, that's done. Anyways, yeah, that was how to change a outlet. It's not too complicated. I hope the editing type of way is how you wanted it. I don't know, I'm gonna try and make it seem like you were kind of just watching. I'm not gonna add anything crazy, it's just basically like you were watching me do it. I don't know, I'm not gonna time lapse it or anything, just so that it's more raw, I guess. I don't know if that's the right word. Anyways, thanks.